Good afternoon, everyone. It's 12:21 on the clock. I have a lot of message to give you again. I have my union read and my twin flame read, but I also went through the Lenormand Reverie deck again with a bunch of messages here. So I want to get right into it. We're going to take a deep breath first. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you guys. I want to get right into this, you guys. I'm going to roll the die. We have Jupiter, we have Virgo, and we have the number 4. And actually Jupiter in this deck, in this die, looks like the number 4 as well. So 4s are very significant here. Perhaps the double 4s of the 44 of grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, which is the 4 of Cups. And I'm going to show you the reads I'm going to do, because the first reads are from the Lenormand Reverie, and this is the first read that I'm going to read through for you, okay, from Lenormand. And then this is the second one, which they're short ones compared to the other reads. And then the here is the union read. Again, for those of you not familiar, the 4D, 5D, and 6D, the divine feminine left, masculine right, the bridge between them in the center, the incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies, and the closing energies here. We have the twin flame read here, which is in front of you on the table. And here is the full 7-deck read that you see in front of you. Oh, not that one. I didn't take a picture of it. So this full 7-deck read is in front of you now. And I usually mention the main cards of that read as I go. So, all right, we're going to get right into this. Today is the 23rd of June, 2021, the June of the 6th and the Lovers and the Love Family Community, and also the 23 of the King of Wands. The day adds up to 34/7. 34 is the 8 of Wands. And the 23 is the King of Wands. So we have that energetic exchange, a lot of communication or energy, movement back and forth. That can be a lot of communication, a lot of travel, or just energy between the two people. And the King of Wands, the man of passion, so a lot of fire here as well. And it is Wednesday here. Yeah, I talked to my son this morning for the first time all week because he's away up in the mountains. And he definitely had he's had some little bumps and bruises and things like that. I think he got stung, so he had some vertigo. So yeah, just some weird stuff came up. Could be allergies too, but just mentioning that because of the energy that's going on for the Divine Masculine right now. At 10 o'clock here to 10:01, which is a lot of source energy behind the Magician embodiment and the 10 of the turn for the better of the Wheel of Fortune. Here is the first read, and then I'm going to go right into the second read from the Lenormand Reverie. The energy that came out on top, the first card drawn, was the sun breaking through, the number 6 of the Lovers. Break on through to the other side was a major theme yesterday. And yeah, I watched Collateral Beauty again last night too. It's not the first time I've watched it. But it was very interesting because what I reported yesterday came up around New York City, and Collateral Beauty was in New York City, and also Central Park came up as the fun house in the read, and also that comes up again as where the ghosts are meeting him in Collateral Beauty. So that was very interesting as well. All right, so this read came up with the sun and the breakthrough of the family tree of life, with the key to unlock the institution or establishment, to get out of jail, or the key to the powers that be and abundance, the free flow of the heart and connection, anchoring the relationship by separating the wheat from the chaff, cutting to the chase, the ring of commitment, the ruby slippers, and the inner workings of the watch, in the tomb, the coffin, the grave. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or Mr. Fox, the harbinger of change, the stork delivery of the message, the death of a marriage, and time heals all wounds, or makes you cuckoo. The stork returns home every spring, where hope springs eternal, and time on our side, the right side of the power man, on the merry-go-round, with the horse and whip chasing the fox, again, that fox and hound kind of energy here. The horse whip chasing the fox, whose looking back is a gift, or taken for a ride, or got cracked in the head and allergic to flowers, in the labyrinth or vertigo, proof in the pudding, or in locked records or vault. And that could be, medicine that's always kept under lock and key as well. The gift of working your way to the middle, cracking the codes to the fun house, where they wait with a letter, or receiving a letter about the 3 faces of Eve, sealed with a kiss and playful bliss. A choice of path of the public, with romantic female with a rose, loyalty waiting to go for a walk, or loyally waiting to go for a walk, or puppy love, burdened by magnetic, looking closer to find what's been gnawing at you, or her or them, or what bit you or stung you, or wrecked your house, ate your food and left a mess. The innocent mouse, or not so innocent rat, cycling the globe, or held with sharp nails, with pinpoint accuracy, mid-cycles between the full and new moon. 23 and 32, back to back, which is the King of Wands and the Journey, but also that reflection of the mid-cycle here between the new and full moons, right? The mid-cycle, which I always talk about coming into balance at that time. What was magnified was the lunar cycles, the mid-moon time when it's time to take a gamble or risk. The 5 plus 6 is coming up as 11, justice of the lilies, the passion, the purity, the motherhood, the calm, peace, and serenity, the contentment, and the ancestry. It was very interesting. I went and picked up one of the flowers from my Delphi flower, and a lot of energy between mother and child, mother and pet, or just mothering in general, and the cross to bear being a mother. And so continuing on here at 1026, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Wands, a power play in taking a risk. The snake behind the power woman's back, or her charm or charmer when checking out social circles in the sun, or all exposed to the man with the rose, with child, or innocent and wise, or power female with snake in the grass, deciphering tweets exposing the loving man with child and wise counsel, or more serious things to talk about, regarding dreams and healing and star power, sudden changes and twin bridges, and sailing away or pie in the sky, towering bridges or twin towers, were stars but now rubble or rock, mountains to climb, nothing to anchor into. The mountain magnified as the 4-leaf clover, which was interesting because I was just listening to a Dr. Leaf, as 4-leaf clover seen, polar bear pushing their agenda, the polarities, needing to know where, why, and your intention. Pay attention to the signs along the way. Again, in following your direction, make sure you're following your direction, not somebody else's agenda. 2 owls guiding the man with the rose and child, and that could be his inner child as well, to follow the star, their dreams. Imaginary twin bridges and flying ship, to clear the mountains or perceived obstacles, or you could enjoy the climb instead and notice the flowers and clovers along the way. It's the polarity of the mother bear trying to push you away from your true north, which here is man with a rose with childlike wisdom, or exposed watch, exposing the details of the inner workings and gems, the lucky strike in a crack in the ice, shifting the poles to the right, or the North Pole towards the east, or the pole's perspective is to the left. The direction home, where the well runs deep, the underlying energy is brought up to be seen and cleared. So then we have the 6 and the 5 being a shift, taking a gamble and breaking through the key to the power of the sun and free flow abundance, He, a powerhouse, two hearts anchoring timelines, separating the wheat from the chaff, death and rebirth as timelines collapse, for man from Mars blocked by happy female rider with whip chasing the fox, leading them to the gift and two lips of pinks and peaches, and amazing at cracking codes in the funhouse of opening the mouth portal, a letter written and choosing to go public with it, a woman with a rose who's loyal, but who is thinking about getting a dog, but seen as a burden, or but who to give the leash to, which is just the cross to bear, which can be again the mother. Upon closer examination of gnawing and chewing away at you, using kid gloves, regarding the Knight of Cups, taking a gamble on peace, love, and contentment. 2D or color version, starting with exposing the family tree, then the home and work and snakes at your back. 23 and 32, the King of Wands and chaos. Mice are hoarders and thieves, gnawing at your subconscious, needing the sun, worried that your choice will bite you in the butt, or choosing home versus the public life, always a cross or snake to bear, either way. Things looking up with letters, lilies, and flying ship. The Statue of Liberty or star points to Jefferson's starship at 1111 with mid-moon secret, the 16th or 32nd notes, and committing to self. This can reference a faster dance as well between the masculine and feminine, that the vibration is speeding up from the 8th note to the 16th and 32nd notes, and a very high-pitched note as well at 1111. Be wise, allowing what's bothering you to unravel, and let go what's no longer serving you, the wheat from the chaff. The divine masculine cross and his direction, he is his true north between the sun and exposure, and a child with two serious birds regarding stardom and their dreams come true. But there's a shift, no longer water where there once was. Bridges become moot when no emotions are involved. The buck in the mountain melting the ice with a little luck, icebergs, and will crack a shift, along with the divine masculine to find his way home, since the reception is not good on the telephone line. Hello, hello. So I was getting Adele, hello, Lionel Richie, hello, and Evanescence. So if you've never listened to Evanescence, listen to their hello. The divine masculine is being guided back to self. So the second part here at 11:23 to 24, which is Justice of the King and Queen of Wands. And I had just looked at my iPad to go back and look at the picture again, and it was on picture, so it was showing me the view of my wall with my kids' pictures and some flowers there. So the flowers were showing me to go back to the flowers in the reed. So, and it had to do with your children, looking at the flowers in the same position, my son and my daughter. My son is the anchor, me as the scythe, right? Separating the wheat from the chaff, helping them. And then my son with being the Two of Cups, adoring his sister, and the ring of commitment to us both. And the secrets opening up about the 5D connect and the tomb in communication, delivery, and letter that presents a choice, promising perfect contentment, but nothing grounded yet at 11:31. So a woman with a rose starts the second read, number 2, with the underlying energy being the labyrinth, the maze, the vortex, the unraveling to get to the vortex. So the woman with the rose with 3 working way toward her, she helping them unravel and separate that wheat from the chaff. The serpent or snake in the mountains or obstacle, the challenge, the great romance reflected and powered by the sun, the child of luck at home with flying ships and risk, or pie in the sky and gambling, to end up with peace and contentment. Flowers, lilies, and tulips a gift or guidance through the maze. The snake and mice are at her back, but she is unaffected, cracking codes and multiple faces. The obstacle is not what it seems, not to take at face value. The true north is the child, the shift from the sun to the child, cracking the whip for chasing a fox, leading to abundant flow of a group of fishes perhaps, or Pisces or water signs at home, or fox in the hen house, but the hens are actually fish, and will that work? The polar bear power woman using her Venus to anchor them down, and up here is, with this, the Mars and Venus is showing the polarized version of the masculine and feminine energies, as opposed to the man and woman with the rose, who are the loving energies, okay? So the polar bear power woman is using her Venus or her sexual prowess to anchor them down, but polarized to Mars and Venus, a gamble, not contentment. A spiritual love grounded with a letter, looking closer, or exam results. Stars as twin bridges, a well of information brought up for wise old owls to discuss, with Power Man from Mars, choosing to cut off commitment and or family. At 11:46, which is Justice and the Six of Cups, the loving inner children or outer children, the key to freedom, death and rebirth, the 5D connection and deliverance of public burden, cross or religion, and tweets or gossip, communication about journey to the divine masculine, collapsing timelines, and the idea of loyalty and breakthrough regarding being on a leash no more with the powers that be, and waiting for flowers or a gift or bribe from them, or about the gift of education and what that means. All this time led like a puppet on a string or a dog on a leash, and had you begging to put it on yourself and longing for their bribe or bride to pull you back in and keep you there. So again, a wake-up call to a new perspective at 11:53, which is Justice and the Knight of Swords, the messenger of truth, the catapult. The mask of stardom versus deliverance of gift. Birth and the unraveling of the lotus of your own head, not theirs. So again, the flowers, the petals that I found was all about the mother and child, or the mother and pet. And there's always a cross to bear of the mother at crossroads, and also the Southern Cross came up here as well. And then that's Neil Young comes up with Southern Cross, right? All right, so then we go back to the union read and what was coming up from those reads. Okay, so yesterday at 12:12 I did the union read, which is the 45D60 read for today, June 23rd. And I Love New York had been coming up from the prior read into this read as well. The Queen of Cups was the underlying energy, the Ten of Pentacles, the center energy, and the Page of Wands was the final card. The Queen of Cups in emotional bliss and emotional contagion came up, well watered. For heaven on earth, the dream family, business, community, or world, the Garden of Eden, and prayer. For the Page of Wands, American or tribal idol, doll, the mask, to inspire the past limitations of what is known, to arouse curiosity about what is not shown, what a loving woman and inspiring young man can create when backed by the world and prayer. The incoming divine feminine here is the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Wands, ending the pain or painful ending, or a massage and bliss, an upper back state. And I was getting like the backwoods mountains upstate as well. The pain in the neck, the wounded warrior with flame in hand, with 4 aligned at that 51.8485, whatever the degree angle is, or 51 degrees and 51 minutes, 14 seconds, is the pi angle, the 51.844444, 5 fours per Pythagoras. And the fifth flame taken down, follow the leader. Bliss and surrender, and 3.14, 5 to 6 of 10, which is 3/5, and 5 of 9, both above half, but being present to the gift of the one front and center amidst the poles, a triangular equation. Pi for 2 is halves, but phi goes beyond that to expand to thirds, triangular, 33.33333 to infinity, and 66.66666 to infinity, which equals 99% and not quite 1%, never nearing the end. And that represents the 99% of the collective consciousness and the 1 of the elite. The bliss of the Queen of Cups in surrendering to the third energy, the triquetra flame, collapsing all timelines in a domino effect, which was also came up in the Collateral Beauty last night. Collapsing all timelines in a domino effect. And then the Holland Tunnel came up. So I don't know if anything's been going on with the Holland Tunnel, but definitely something came up here. And then I was getting say when, like say when it's enough. You know, like your brother tackling you on the ground. Say when. Say when. Have you had enough yet? And that's definitely a message to the masculine. The 4D here is the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, and the solar deity. The divine feminine waves of fans or humid heat wave fluctuating in concert, reflecting the sun or sun worshippers, little bits of flames everywhere that in conjunction or injunction become one big ball of sun. 623, Mars crosses the beehive cluster, M44. And then this is from universetoday.com. And then 7/8/21, Mercury and the Moon conjunction come up 6/27 and 28, but also July 24th and 25th. The conjunction between Mercury and the Moon, which is communication and the subconscious. So they may be good dates to do shadow work. And then the Mars crossing the beehive cluster is the 44 of grounding, integrating, and mastering of love of the Mars, which is the masculine or the shadow, you know, because that also comes up as the dark side, right? So the divine masculine, the sun worshipped with Pegasus taking off, crossing them, bridging with the 5 of Cups, getting over a 3-way loss, not seeing the 2-1. The second, the consolation prize, not more than half, less than half, 2 fists instead of more than half, in the woods hiding, running away to cool off by the creek. That's in the 4D. The 5D here is the 9 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, and Ascension, which is the Montague family there, the family or business or community of abundance and money, or time, money, and effort. The divine feminine sovereign, or a pure daughter, with wise counsel, with family chest of crystals, and deciding what to do with it, or them, when they get to heaven on earth. The divine masculine with world in his right hand, or daughter with such, or genie in the bottle, or Middle Eastern touch, with control over their world, and bridging in the Garden of Eden, back to where you started from, at 107, which is the magician and the chariot. A do-over here. So then we have the 6D of the Ace of Cups, the 8 of Cups, and the King of Cups, projecting up divine feminine out of the deep blue aqua, waters exuding with love, overflowing and making a splash, manifested self-love, spiritual love, and new love of the Queen of Cups, while the divine masculine King of Cups, with reflecting eyes, pools of insight and calm, bridging by walking away from 8 aligned chalices to entertain the 9th, splashing around and having fun with their emotions. Batman on the beach, headed towards where land meets sea in a meeting of the hearts. And then New York was coming up to be broken down, and new is 555, NEW are all 5s, which is 15 of the devil, and York comes up as Y or K. It also adds up to 24, which is the Queen of Wands, right? The devilish Queen of Wands. And York, which is the Y of the Y in the road and the K of energy, but also it comes up as feeding creation or supporting being less than, because K is literally I with a less than sign next to it. Asking why or saying K, 1V or 1 less than. Service to others or service to self. Expanding or feeling stuck energy with the new of 555 equaling the devil and the York of 7692, which is the 76 of the 76 trombones, and the 9-2 of the 9 of the Hermit and the 2 of the High Priestess, but also is 24 again. And then the 15 plus 24 is 39, which is, even though there could be the devil or the shadow side, perhaps in the right combination with the 24, then becomes the 39, which is then the Knight of Cups, being love. Now, if it was combined with something else, it may not turn out so well. But here was coming up the York of Queen of Wands and the Devil and Mrs. Jones. Or the Lawyer and Charlotte from Sex and the City, where 30 and 39 come out to 69, which is amazing. So LA, 2 U's, why urgent to dance a lot, is coming up as Charlotte. Or even Tom, Dick, and Harry, or Sam, I am, on the lam, about their innocence here. New and York could be trouble apart, but together 39, the Knight of Cups, is like Charlotte 39, plus 30 lawyer structure, which is structure for her. The 69 of the Ace of Pentacles is a home run, life of perfect contentment there. So remember the story about Harry and Charlotte, right? Initially, she wasn't attracted to him at all. So the 1 is the Magician, and the 24 of the Queen of Wands. One man's trash is another man's treasure. The Divine Feminine here is conflict, battles, groups, games, theater, the pursuit of summer happiness, expanding lighter to support or heat up sovereign or midnight train to Georgia, and surprise love that pops up out of nowhere, the Divine Feminine passing her love onto generations. The Divine Masculine here, fully energized stallion, exposed, being crossed or leapfrogged to the other side. Ascension complete, the world as it should be. One hand holds the other. The washing comes later, with unconditional love and reflection and sparkling eyes. The bridge here at 130, which is the Magician and the union of the 4 of Wands, the bridge here is the getting over, being number 2, or nothing. Loss and regret, guilt and shaming, getting over self to experience heaven on earth, past the sun and spotlight, the heat and drama, to the fall and lots of green, when Batman closes up for the season, or when footprints can no longer be tracked. Horse and hound, or the fox, and breadcrumbs left behind to meet on the other side, following the codes and clues to you. And then the outgoing Divine Masculine, with an exclamation point. The Page of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, and 7 of Cups here. Curiosity to work with crystals and lining the steps to the E-Tower, then lining inside the steps with chalices on the stairway to heaven, and the Page of Wands, where she'll idolize him. In a new venture, opportunity, or invite to take the steps, 72 by 2 to 144 embodiment, or seeker of 8 offices, of dance of unity, with synchronicities and gifts, every other step of the way. So then at 139, which is the Magician, and the 39 of the Knight of Cups, is the 4 of Pentacles plus the 4 of Pentacles, which equals the 8 of Pentacles. And this is the in this deck is the E-Tower, but where the masculine's working out front on the steps to line the steps. The 4 of Pentacles is each of them holding their own, and then one inspired, the other allows the magic to happen. Or sneaking up the back stairs to surprise them when they get to the top. So the Divine Feminine here, and we also had 9 nights come up here, and 9 nights would be the 30th going into the 1st of July, and July is definitely significant here with the Chariot and the number 7. And Sam the Illusionist was also coming up in his video yesterday about the 6th branch of the military of the U.S. The Space Force is now a 6th branch, and that had to do with our last president. And then we have the grid here for this read of 75, which is the 7 of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower. And the Divine Feminine had no majors on her side, along with the Queen of Cups the Wounded Warrior and the Knight of Pentacles Sovereign, or the Queen of Cups and 2 Independence. The Divine Masculine had Pisces and Leo on his side, with the King of Cups along with the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, or in other words, the King of Cups and 2 younger ones. So along with the 7 of Pentacles as the Divine Feminine's heart as being the overall energy here, the horizontal pillars came out to 9, 19, and 47, which is the Hermit, the Sun, and the 7 of Cups. And the vertical pillars came out to 10, 9, 3, 15, 23, 8, and 7, which is the Wheel, the Hermit, the Empress, the Devil, the King of Wands, the Strength, the Dance of the 8, and then the 7 of the Chariot. So the message coming up regarding the Hermit energized and exposing synchronicities from her heart, then destined Hermit and Empress and the Devil, the King of Wands, to dance and ascend to the Divine Feminine's heart in the end. Okay? So the twin flame read here is cut and dealt at 151, which is the Magician and the King of Swords. And again, area 51, or the degrees of the pyramid, came up, which was the pyramid. The Great Pyramid also came up yesterday. With the Syrian Starseed deck cut and dealt at 623, 2021. At 201, the Indigo came up. 2 is the High Priestess, and 1 being the Magician, or the Judgment of the Magician embodiment, or that wake-up call. I've finished clarifying at 218, which is the High Priestess and the 18 of the Moon, which also has been coming up significantly here, with Abundance, the Star, the Wheel. Abundance is the Empress, then the Higher Self, which is the High Priestess, and then Indigo, who is the Magician, and then before the read was the Hanging Man, and after the read, Reason, which is the Emperor. So we have the Empress and the Emperor both here. We have 3 Cups, 1 Pentacle, 2 Swords, and then the Knight of Cups came up as the only card in the main part of the read. The Queen of Wands, King of Swords, and King of Wands all came up before the read, and then the Knight of Swords and Queen of Cups came up after the read. We also had 3 nines in the read, the 9 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, and the 9 of Cups. So the sovereign energies here, all but the Wounded Warrior, along with the Knight of Cups, and in the read. And then we had, as far as the numbers, triple nines, which is a whole lot of compassion and ending it all. And then the 11 of the Justice, Truth, and Balance, and the number 7 of the Chariot and Ascension. We also had 17 of the Star, 79 of the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow, or the other side of the bridge, the 19 of the Sun, the 14 of the Temperance, the Angels, the Higher Love, the 46 of the Children hugging each other, the Children in the Garden, and the 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, the Loyal Humble Servant. The code line was all about love, self-discipline, and creativity, which also was divided, and I'll get into that as I decipher the read. And the code line here starts out with Sam I am, literally, or Sophia I am. Sam and Sophia I am. The ABs of the C, of the ABCs, or the unity or Christ consciousness. The 9 of the Hermit, the collective consciousness, the wise one as a collective. To be love. And ace, the DNA of Jacob's ladder, in love, self-discipline, and creativity. So also a deciphering came up as get lost, the division without the J, the C9, or JC collective, the Knight of Cups being love and loose in love, self-discipline, and creativity. The 9 or tie regarding THAI, but 9 or tie, the 9 is the collective, the endings, the universal selflessness, the collective consciousness, to be the department without the J, without the outside guidance, the Christ consciousness, the collective, the Hermit, the wise one, offering love to ace the DNA, or loose in love. To foretell, to leave or die, the 6 or 9 comes up here, which is the community level or the universal level. To foretell, leave, or die. And then the energy of the slut or the sloppy son comes up, the youth descendant, piercing the sheath or the case, the ovary, without a casing, perhaps a hole. I was just getting this, I didn't get this yesterday, but obviously a hole in the condom may come up here. Without a C9, C the 9, or C the hermit, the collective consciousness or wise old man, in being love, offering love, one on the fritz, or the devil, weather, fruit, or chicken. So S, I am descendant. So, or Sophia and I am. So it's saying both Sophia and the masculine God, right? The Christos Sophia. Sophia and I am descendant of the sea, the unity consciousness, the Christ light, the 9 knights. And the Knights of the Round Table can come up here, but 9 knights is regarding the 9, the collective, of hearts and emotions, loose and love, self-discipline and creativity. And then the interpretation of what was broken up. Love was broken up into LO and VE. Self-discipline was broken up into self-dis, which is something bad or negative, and then zipline or zipline. So zipline can come up there as well. And then creativity was broken up into crete and ivity, or and IVI for me is co-creation, and TY is gratitude and thank you. So that was very significant coming up here. Right, so the energy of the low egg, the self being bad, the zipline or chip, only a tad bit of self, a chip off the old block came up. The crete or tipping the scales to frame or shape of co-creation and gratitude. So get out of your negative self-talk and come into co-creation and gratitude of creativity and love. And self-discipline, which discipline just means being the disciple of self, not others. That's all. Self-discipline doesn't have to have a negative connotation. It's just regarding following yourself instead of others. So at 302, we start with the first card in the underlying energy, which is abundance here, or the Empress with the mini cards on top, 5 cards down and 5 cards out at the end to make it a 21 card read, which is the world and completion. Beneath the abundance upright was the 4 of Swords upright, the Queen of Wands reversed, the Hanging Man upright, the King of Swords and King of Wands all upright along with abundance or the Empress. So resting, taking a break, 5D connect, or lay to rest, or lay them straight. The Queen of Wands is reversed here, hanging out with or separately from the King of Swords, King of Wands, and Empress, who are all upright, or hanging out with their abundance, perhaps. Or she's tired of trying to see another perspective regarding their abundance, or a mother, or the Empress here. The Empress dumping a load, a burden, responsibility on the Knight of Cups reversed, who may be jealous or insincere, or moody about doing for mother, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, unfair with kids, or that she always has low energy, or the injustice of the Empress dumping on the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles both reversed and draining them, or already dealing with crazy kids and pets and not needing more dumped on them. We have Leo and Libra both reversed here. The Queen of Cups is upright, out in the cold, fighting the urge to come clean or defend their actions because she doesn't need to. The Queen of Cups with others struggling to clean up the act or dump their emotional attachments after the war or post-virus, dealing with PTSD or looting, and starting over with negative self-talk or silent or bad news from the Empress. Or the Page of Swords reversed is no longer bored, causing lying and spying, or father and son done chopping down a tree together, or playing ball, or defending as to why they need to be in the shade or covered on the beach, or fighting or lying wherever they are, can't be in each other's presence without starting up with each other. Wanting to start over but feeling trapped or in fear, or literally in jail or in a breakup with no affection, and very uncomfortable not being able to walk away, or sex slave, or just a lot of anxiety about sex and being emotional, or fear of messes, or bodily fluids, or bodily image, or religious restrictions, or upbringing here. So a lot of either hang-ups or restrictions that someone has been raised with. Religious factors comes up, and beneath that, retreat and the need to go within. Getting over loss, regret, guilt, and shame, and not letting go of the past. And the Knight of Cups reversed, jealousy issues with the Empress's abundance, and healing a three-way situation or separation and heartbreak, with the King of Wands, who's an affectionate person, and the evil Empress with no heart, restricting his movement, with the Divine Feminine stuck to the glass ceiling, and the Empress red boots walking right over you, or the Knight of Cups reversed caused a wedge between the evil Empress and the King of Wands, with adventure in the 55 and following your dreams 85, which is the reflection of 58, or in other words, grounding the union from the 5D connection to your reality. And then the King of Pentacles is coming up in the future here. Or excuse me, that's not this here. So the King of Pentacles here is over it, with the Empress, who is still frustrated or blocked, being strong with Atlas, the weight, and the world, or Leo expected to haul ass whenever she says so, under pressure or being watched. Broken, broke down, up, in, out, or through, or no car, or canceled travel, stuck, big block, the warpath, and chaos. Taurus upright and Leo upright, Gemini and Cancer both reversed here, or three different Empresses here, mothers and power women. One may be open and loving to all, one may be evil and uses her sexual prowess to manipulate, and one the ringleader with the chastity belt, or all in one, different sides of oneself at 435, which is the Emperor and the Wounded Warrior. At 36, which is then the Atlas of the Weight of the World and the 10 of Wands, two bucks watching girl run or walking the dogs, or annoying cat calls and won't leave them alone, or watching now or how Atlas does it, the slaves to her every whim on a leash, unable to do anything without her say-so, sending into an early grave or a breakdown or burden because hit a person, animal, or pet while driving, or she leads and he does the heavy work or physical work, but what happens if he breaks or loses his license? Or whenever she doesn't get her way, she just runs to her mother. Breakdown or break up of the Empress, or without a car and no longer allowed to drive, lying and spying but refusing to leave, the King of Wands, who's ready for a new adventure. The underlying energy here is sharing or settling out on a journey, or with good news to the family, business, community, or perhaps to the world, to gift or inheritance, or move homes or visit, or leave a marriage and heal the instability. In the future here, after the read, is the Emperor upright, who's uncomfortable in not walking away, but still not walking away, frustrated, and working to align with magic, or blocked from work, or working creatively and blocked from that, and blocked from manifesting big time. Choosing a path of the Page of Pentacles reversed to offer help, or perhaps to teach kids. Hanging out of the Sun with issues at work, with temptation by the Page of Cups, child, or loving message, or drained cause the devil or horny Capricorn won't leave the Page of Cups alone, or preying on an innocent one in a split, divide, or lying to them about the 10 of Cups family with the King of Pentacles reversed and the Empress upright connection, trying to end the stress and the nightmare of holding on, saving, grounding, or being Scroogey or hoarding when friends or family, or refusing to pay for parties and socializing, when a group is always giving away their money to those in fear or prisoners or entrapment, the hostage of negative energetic exchange, arguing and delays, and not expressing their true desires about failure, attention-seeking, or being under the radar with heated exchange, in a breakup with Pisces, or under the radar, non-physical exchange with the Divine Feminine in 5D, who's naturally protected. The recent past here is the 9 of Pentacles, sovereign, upright, and independent of the King of Cups, perhaps coming together in 5D Connect for clarity and announcements about fallen angel, losing patience or temper, or child who socializes, and the the child who socializes and then sleeps all day, so, going out and getting drunk at night and then sleeping all day, getting new information online from sorted types, offering love to hermit with light, present at night, or gifted Cancer. The foundation here is the Great Wheel, destiny, and the Knight of Wands reversed, paralyzed by their passions, falling short and tempted by Capricorn, or codependency in a split, divide, or lie, or present or about gifts or gifts, gift or gifts, or sold their soul to the devil, or taken down by him or her. At 5:55, and then that was just talking about the devil too, because the new is 3 5s, or the 15 of the devil. Going from 55 to 56, which is the 2 of swords, and then the 3 of swords, separation or heartbreak or disappointment, the central energy here is the star reversed, the depression, the arrogance, the need to heal or get an ego check. Unstable home, family, or move or visit, with fallen angel in last attempt or last ditch attempt to save self in the aftermath and clean up or avoid disaster with the Page of Pentacles reversed, or in need of help, money, or opportunity, or just this child or adult acting like a child who never learns or has become an opportunist, and the injustice here, or child depressed with no money for school or no money to move out or camp. The block here being the Knight of Cups reversed, the rejection, jealousy, moodiness, or complete insincerity, and work in it. The Knight of Pentacles offering help to sibling or soulmate with positive memories, or children or those without gathered some funds to gift the King of Cups, or indigo perhaps, or one for the other, like giving the money to one so that they can get a gift for somebody else. The wounded warrior on guard, keeping the element out, or crossing guard with kids and no respect, getting kids home safely to the Queen of Cups, or multiple modes of transportation to get home in order to just leave again, never seeing each other. The Fool reversed, a fool for the magician, or lacking faith in magician embodiment. The Queen of Swords reversed, healing and forgiving, Taurus and Libra upright, and Aquarius reversed. Or sovereign with Cancer, depressed due to rejection or emotions played. And then we have an Aquarius or Libra. The Queen of Swords reverse comes up here, and she can be someone with Aquarius or Libra in her chart, but I'm not getting that she's necessarily an air sign here. The Queen of Swords reversed, finding peace with the Ten of Cups family or emotional fulfillment, with the wounded warrior telling their story, to Dark High Priestess reversed, or secret passion, or one without the keys and pretending to know, but no energetic exchange with them, and a heated debate, with fallen angel or Pisces and Sag both reversed, arguing, not telling their true feelings or desires. The Page of Wands reversed, frustrated, uninspired, bouncing off the walls, and the Knight of Cups reversed is moody and jealous, or schmoozing the Queen of Swords reversed to visit or call, like trying to get them to come because I'm bored, right? Or moving and a wake-up call, the clarion call or dinner call, to come home or back to the shore, to bring the boat in due to the storm, or news perhaps. The now moment here is the Nine of Swords reversed, the rainy day blues. I mean, the cards were really positive energy, except for the central card of depression and the Nine of Swords in the present moment, and it was a very rainy day out yesterday, so it can just represent that, right? Feeling very seasonally affected or weather affected. The rainy day blues or stormy weather, divorced and frustrated or spiritually outside the box with sexual energy you can't control, not sleeping or rising or awake and coming out, choosing a path but depressed and broke or broken and blocked, or with Taurus, Aquarius, and Cancer, all three reversed, or on a quest to be strong and tame the beast, and battle the nightmare and end the stress, the sleeplessness, I was just getting sleepless in Seattle, or the purging of headaches. Sagittarius reversed with attitude or drinks, or makes potions, or going through withdrawal, even coffee withdrawal, with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the Page of Wands reversed, frustrated with partner or soulmate, cleaning up their acts or space together, or going through withdrawal from coffee, maybe they're quitting coffee, or coming clean about the need for more one-to-one. Broke or broken, down, up, or through, in all business relationship without a leg to stand on, unable to close the gap, implementing a plan for sovereign or independence or Independence Day, July 4th. With the Knight of Wands and Queen of Wands both reversed here, or that could be the same person in a very negative action here, or paralyzed by their passions, or a player. If no sunshine, they want to choose another path, with fantasy family or football at the house, with the 10 of Cups upright and no work. So again, this is at 621, which is the lovers in the world, or completion. So it feels like someone, like if July 4th gets rained out, they want to make sure there's a second backup plan, because they don't want to get stuck having to go to work or doing something that they don't want to do. So Sagittarius, Cancer are broke, Page of Swords reversed, and Knight of Wands reversed, drained or unhappy. So it's like perhaps 2 adults are broke and 2 kids are drained or moody or pissy. And then the rainy day with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community. And the Sovereign is good, but the Queen of Wands reversed is unhappy. With choice for family or ending with issues at work. Soon is the Ace of Cups upright. The offer of love, self-love, spiritual love, new love. Peace with the Queen of Cups. Under the radar with Dark Knight. Death, ending, transition, or Scorpio, going to the Emperor to share or settle out with Pisces reversed, or the Divine Feminine in the 5D world, or helping out in the neighborhood, or collecting around to help someone out, to get over loss and regret. The King of Wands receiving a big payment or gift in the aftermath of sudden events, or to avoid a disaster or penalties here, or sending lots of love and condolences to the King of Wands, perhaps. Could be the Queen of Cups upright as a Scorpio, offering to the Emperor, who doesn't trust their intentions, while he is sharing with the Divine Feminine in the 5D, or Pisces reversed, or the world upside down, still in disarray. Scorpio reversed, Aries upright here too, the twin flames seeing themselves as the 7 of Swords reversed, coming clean or cleaning up their act, in a negative exchange, dropping the act, in a break up, break down, break in, or break out, or break through, or a car accident, and not telling until now, anyway. So defenseless to energies or attack, with Hermit shedding light or giving advice, or literally shedding, and Cancer reversed dependent on them, holding on, saving, grounding, and needing to use their intuition, or with secret passion and rumors, post-war or lies or bad news about virus issues or cancer. Cancer reversed, Virgo upright, and Pisces reversed here. Getting to know each other as it turned 53 on the clock, 00, which is the catapult, the messenger of truth, or the knight in shining armor at 114, which is the magician and the temperance card of a higher love. Separation comes up here as well as chemistry. And beneath that, reconciliation, or actually in addition to that, reconciliation then, and stay optimistic about your love life. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the 9 of Cups reversed. Dissatisfaction or being unhappy alone, not getting their way after the 6 of Cups, soulmate or children, or past love offered a big love by the King of Pentacles reversed, while the Empress upright is with the Page of Cups, a new child, or message of love hanging out over the King of Pentacles reversed. Or Capricorn King of Pentacles reversed is offering a little bit of love to the Empress, but big love to the 6 of Cups, kids or soulmate or the past or their childhood friend. The block here being the higher self reversed, not believing in dreams and needing to meditate and heal, getting over it around the world with love, self-discipline, and creativity, closing the distance gap, coming clean about injustice or Libra reversed, Indigo proposal offering big money, time, and effort, or a big gift to work, at work or for work, or to add to their collection. So anyway, gift, somebody's getting a gift, gifting, or gifting to children. The Indigo with fantasy, or Queen of Swords reversed, moving or visiting or calling them home, or getting called, a calling, which comes up in the show about manifest. So a calling to peace, or a voice that soothes or helps them work while they listen to it. Happy ending at work with the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue now the worst is over, with bliss for the King of Wands. Or stopping 5D messages for that bliss with the King of Wands, and the Emperor in a split or divide with the Queen of Cups and Six of Cups kids at 647, the Lovers and the Sinks, or options. At 48, which is the walking away and within, is the indigo proposal to make magic. Now messages all taken care of, or the worst is now over, of lashing out at work or verbal abuse and holding your tongue, to create a bliss state for the Emperor, divided about the Queen of Cups soulmate, with loving kids or positive memories, and the Knight of Pentacles moving on, offering help, or at your service, offering help to the Page of Pentacles reversed to help them choose their new path, or start earning money, or helping with their schoolwork, opportunities, or invites. And this could be two siblings here with the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is reversed. The Empress, King of Wands, and King of Swords are all upright here in the beginning, hanging out with the Queen of Wands reversed, perhaps at the beach, or while she's resting or on break, they go to the beach. The Empress destined to clean up and unhappy about that. The Sovereign depressed or arrogant and challenged by rejection or jealousy. About a big offer of love to secret passion, suffering in silence or sister. Divorcee with third energy forced upon them by magic or indigo child, lashing out at the Emperor in a split, or divided with the Queen of Cups and kids or soulmate from the past at 658, which is the Lovers and the Four of Swords, the 5D connection, and also the rest and meditation and prayer. The Empress and Sovereign broke down or are just broke or stuck, destined to be depressed due to the rain, challenged by moodiness or lack of love offers, the refusal to be loving or jealousy issues, coming clean or cleaning up, stopping downloads or overloaded with them, exuding with love to give but dissatisfied without higher self, and indigo offering to the Emperor without freaking out, or lying with the Emperor divided or in a split, with the Queen of Cups and Six of Cups working, loyal, helpful to each other, the Knight of Cups jealous of their love for each other. Depression, arrogance, falling star, or entitled child star, or jealousy around them, exuding love and emotions, or Libra depressed, suffering in silence, or dealing with sister due to rejection or jealousy, overflowing with love they want to offer properly, or propelling them to indigo proposal, to leave Emperor for the Queen of Cups and Six of Cups, and move on to something humble and simple, to work together, be creative, and use their hands, perhaps, at 713, which is the Chariot and the transition of the Death card. Okay, so let's pull a couple quick oracle cards for you guys and see what comes up. All right, let's see what comes up from the Animal Spirit deck. It was just 58 on the dot there again. And last time I looked, it was 53 on the dot. So a lot of source energy coming in right now. Today perhaps, the 23rd, as we are in Cancer now. The Mother Lode. And so from the Animal Spirit deck, let's see what comes up for you guys. The Turtle saying, leave me alone, stay back, or pass me. The Turtle is taking their time. And as I was shuffling the green of this turtle, I was looking at the candle, which is green. And by the way, that happens to be a cactus smell, which then was just bringing up ayahuasca for some reason. So someone might be trying that to see if it pulls up some of their wounding. But again, this is the turtle saying, don't mess with me, I'm taking my time. And then there's the raccoon getting into their trash. But again, they both look like they're in the rain. And then there's the wolf doing nothing about it. Very interesting there. Because, I was just talking about the rainy day syndrome and feeling like, blah, leave me alone. Going by my feelings. So don't mess with me. I know what's best for me. And there's the raccoon. Perhaps they're not in the trash today because it's a rainy day and they're kind of bummed out. They can't rummage through the trash or go to a rummage sale because they're depressed because it's raining. And then here's the wolf is saying, what's wrong with you guys? I'm fine. Let's go. Like, I don't get it. They're mesmerized. They don't understand it. So again, they are very seasonally affected, and there may be a wound regarding the rain or the wound regarding a breakthrough to the sun. There may be a specific wound here that needs to come up regarding this and why people are seasonally affected, and that some are not, and they don't get it. And the wolf is the leader of the pack, remember? And this is also the leader of the pack now needing to step aside and allow them to figure it out for themselves, follow their own guidance because they don't share the same view. Okay, so that's very important there. And then the bottom of the deck is the camel, which is very self-sufficient. And there's the blue moon. It's like a new moon, or the first quarter anyway. So again, it's not the half moon, but the quarter moon. So again, the mid-moon cycles are coming up. So not the new moon, but not the full moon either, like the halfway in between. Actually, the quarter in between, right? So from new moon to full moon is only 2 weeks. So it's coming up as not even the mid-cycle. So not a week, but a half a week away, which is 3.5 days, 3.5 years. Getting pi as well with a 3.14. But again, the 3/5 came up in the read, which is more than 1/2. But we got less than 1/2. Remember that came up in the read? They want more than half. And this could be, in a settlement, they want more than half, but they end up with less than half. But that can be with the moon too, right? They wanted to do it after the half moon, but then they got forced to do it before the half moon. There's some kind of energy around that. I don't know, timing of something that you're trying to do. But the camel's very independent with, they have their self-contained water, or maybe somebody's holding water here. And it wasn't a good time of the month for them, right? And then here is also someone who can give you a ride, but they're also moody blues because it's raining outside, okay? And it's their time of the month. And then there's the vulture, right? And when someone's bleeding, like a shark attack, you don't want to bleed. Well, here's someone on land at their time of the month, and that's when the vultures are being pulled in, ready to attack them because they're bleeding. So there's a shark attack wound here as well. Very interesting, guys. And let's see what's going on with the journey of love. So there is a wound here regarding bleeding, whether on water, on land, or because you're an emotional female. There's a lot of wounds to come up regarding that. I mean, because in the past, and still to this day, in impoverished countries, the girls aren't allowed to go to school if they're bleeding. So this is very important to clear. So you might want to work on that this week. All right, that just came right out. I wouldn't say smooth as silk. Within nothing, there's everything, and there's the womb of Mother Earth, right? They're showing you the womb underneath the surface of the land. The two of the High Priestess, the feminine and her womb, and what a gift it is, right? But that they've always been shamed because they bleed when it's their time of the month. So again, the time of the month is coming up here. And there's the void. Look at that, it looks exactly the same. But this is very smooth and easy, right? Smooth as silk, this came out. This should be this, but it hasn't been in the past, but now it will be, that the womb will be honored and not, scoffed at. And there's the coming together of the 66 of the feminine in the heart. Again, this is the pumping of the heart, the coming together, the churning out the presses, the printing, the that's what I always want to get with this card, is the printing presses. The pressure on the heart, the pressure on the womb, and the coming together over bleeding out. So it's not only just bleeding out with your period, but bleeding out when you die. There's an association with that if you're around someone who's bleeding, then you're going to die. And, very religious Jews aren't allowed to touch you if you're menstruating. So there's definitely a wound here regarding death and menstruation, right? Bleeding out. Within nothing, there is everything, which the womb has everything to do with birth and death, right? And nothing to be afraid of. The 2 is the high priestess, the 40 is the page of cups. The innocent child comes from this, the void, right? The womb, the vortex. And here's the Queen of Pentacles, right? The higher self, the inner child, and then the mother, the Queen of Pentacles, right? Who's very grounded, and she's been through all the ringer, can understand this. And it's like the feminines all coming together to understand this better. The rainy day syndrome, the bleeding syndrome, that men can't understand it because they don't experience it. And the need to come together on this. They just need to feel into it because they were in her womb. Feel into having been in the mother's womb for the masculine as the child. And that's why the masculine is so connected to the mother, because it's his only way to connect to the womb, because he doesn't have a period or that kind of thing. But again, it's the feminine experience is the bleeding out as the birth and rebirth process, whereas the masculine plays it out as being the warrior in war and death. And they play out the outward death and rebirth. And it's very interesting how this is coming up. All right, so let me just put these bowls away. Let's put these down. All right, so there's a couple more cards that want to come out here. The bottom of the deck here is the communal dance of coming together to hold hands and celebrate, or perhaps meditate together with visuals. And for those of you who watched Jen McCarty, you might have just done her meditation and coming around the circle to hold hands, to purify the world and the womb of the egg. The 5 of the Hierophant, the communal dance. The 5 of freedom, change, and expansion. And again, the mother is all behind it. And like I said in the beginning, it's all about the mother and child energy here. The mother and the feeding of the child, but also the butterfly and the transformation into their own independence, the cosmic butterfly and the weight of the world upon the mother's shoulder when they have to let go of their children. When Gaia has to let go of her children and let them make their own decisions, right, about how they treat her. Then we have, and Spirit's connecting with me big time on that. We have 52 of the ancient ones sending in the light, and you see the 3 to 4 wise ones here. Gathering in either in judgment or in wise counsel here on how to receive the light as the Queen of Swords, right? Because she's the war widow, and the ancient ones always connected with her because she is that old soul. And I don't want to go through all these cards because a bunch of them came up here. But regarding the Earth Angel of the 54, which is the Page of Swords, and the message of the rainbow colors here, and the beauty, the towering magnificence of the 30, and the union of coming together in towering magnificence of the ancient ones and their message, and the seed of the heart, the star seeds, the 25, the children, the Knight of Wands, of passionate movement, and again the question mark of what if? Or what if I do this? Or how do I create? Right? The passionate movement of the message and the union. And then the movement of the 4 of the Emperor and stability, and grounding that energy into simplicity, making it black and white. The little piggy here. This little piggy went to market, and this little piggy stayed home. This little piggy ate meat, and this one had none. And this little piggy went all the way home. And there's the bird in flight. To keep it simple, with her grace. Yes, Your Majesty, anything you say. Her grace was 17, the star of the show. Okay? So it's like, also, when the woman is bleeding, to honor her, or when she's dealing with rainy day blues, honor her, don't criticize her for what she can't help, and honor her for her ability to have birthed you, right? Whether it's your mother or your wife who had birthed your children, but still that honoring of them being able to do that. And don't tease them or shame them for that. It's a very important message, you guys. So within nothing, there is everything. We're going to read that one. And the void, right? Taking away the turbulent energies there of the womb, right? The shame around the womb, in order to make it the void and smooth sailing, right? To pump up the blood and get the heart moving, right? Because there's this, you know, the masculine has a very positive energy as far as working out and getting the blood pumping, but God forbid it should bleed out, right? So there's a message around this, because then the bleeding out for them means you die. All right, so the 2 is within nothing there's everything. From a point of stillness, a moment, a complete universe is opening up to you, endlessly expanding. Your every thought and intention sends ripples of consciousness through the universe. What a creative being you are. You're sending consciousness in motion, bringing your creation into being. With every inner desire, with every whispered wish, the universe receives your yearning and aspirations with open arms, returning them to you as manifestation in your life. What is really in your heart? Open your arms, sigh, speak your truth, your heart truth, aloud to the loving universe, and receive it as your destiny manifesting now. This oracle brings you a message. Something that you want is on its way to you. It may seem to be coming out of nowhere, no sign on the horizon to give you hope, yet it is coming to you anyway. It is spiritual law that you cannot be denied the manifestation of your heart's desire. Trust and remain open to the tide of universal love, rushing toward you, swelling within you now. The wind moves gently through the trees, quiet water flows. Life's song calls softly. And so it is, you guys, so it is. It's 1:33 on the clock. Make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. Take a deep breath. And as always, rise and be love, you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.